Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to start our first talk for Group Exhibit Hydrogen and Fuel Cells. So I invite you to grab a coffee, grab a drink, get a seat. We're about to get started. And to start off this morning, we're going to be talking to WS Reformer about their new line of reformers. And to do us the honors is Dr. Hans-Peter Schmid. So I invite you onto stage so we can have a chat, please. Good morning. As we go along, if you have any questions, please just put your hand up and we can definitely bring the mic to you so you can get your questions answered. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here.
So WS Reformer has been in business for almost 12 years now, or over 12 years. Could you tell us a little bit about the secret to your success and how you've managed to stay competitive in this industry?
We are in the community since 12 years, as you already mentioned. We are a privately owned company, and I have owners or investors which personally see the opportunities, see the potentials, and who really have a long-term interest in a growing and a sustainable company. And this is one basic key for success. The other one is we are developing any 1 or 2 years new products for any kind of fuel cell systems, and we continuously extend our competence and portfolio.
Okay, so when you mentioned fuel cells, I did a little bit of research on you, and I know you work with PEM fuel cells and solid oxide fuel cells. Could you tell us how your products, the reformers, differ for the applications of each of those fuel cells?
Not easy to answer this question, thank you. But in general, reformers for PEM fuel cells, they are more or less a standalone system. With SOFC fuel cells, the gas processor is more integrated, thermally integrated with the fuel cell itself. So that means any development for SOFC needs a closer and more integrated development with the customer, or at least with the fuel cell system manufacturer and developer.
So in terms of ease to work with, is there a particular type of fuel cell that you prefer working with, and why, essentially?
I have no preference. In the last, it's obvious that PEM fuel cells are much more mature than the SOFC systems. Lifetime is proven. We have 10,000 units running and operating in Japan. The manufacturing technology is driven by the automotive manufacturers. And we are in the field of in stationary fuel cells. This is the main difference. It's also known that the SOFC reveals the highest potential for efficiency. On the other hand, PEM fuel cells are more flexible in the operation.
So currently, the reformer that you're working with uses gas. I'm assuming that's natural gas. Are you looking into any other fuels that you would be working with? And also, in comparison to domestic applications versus industrial applications, which fuels do you work with?
Mainly we work with natural gas, but there are interesting opportunities for off-grid solutions, like in the telecom industry or supplemental power. So, but up to now, our main focus is CHP in the range from micro CHP, 1 kilowatt electric, up to let's say 10. This is the actual status. We have reformers for CHP from 1 to 10 kilowatt, and 10 kilowatt is also a good size for industrial or at least small enterprises who want to generate their own electricity. And usually a gas grid is then natural gas is available. For off-grid applications, LPG is the second choice or the best choice, or alcohols, methanol, and ethanol. And one of our unique selling positions is that the reformer itself is able to work with all of those fuels only with minor modifications.
So in terms of that, do you think that there would ever be a solution that was aimed at the domestic market, so say the 1 kilowatt solution, where instead of using a natural gas pipeline, you could potentially use other gas like LPG cylinders if natural gas was not available in that area?
I think this is a niche market. It's a big market for remote houses in the US, for example, or maybe in the UK. But on the other hand, it's not so easy to address this market if you have installation there, 100 kilometers or miles away there. So I would prefer to enter the market in a real grid-based application.
Okay. And in terms of the costs, then they must vary significantly based on size, based on the type of fuel. Could you comment a little bit about, say, if I wanted a 1 kilowatt system installed in my house and I had a natural gas pipeline, how much would that cost me, and how do the cost variations occur?
So the cost for complete systems, including reformer stacks and so on, in the 1 kilowatt range is well known. This is driven by the Japanese forefront developments, and this is around between 15 and 20,000 euros per unit, or per kilowatt in this case. And it's also obvious that the specific cost, that means the cost or price euro per kilowatt installed, does not scale linearly with size. So specific cost gets lower with larger size. That the reason is that most of the components are necessary for all sizes or all capacities, but does not scale linearly. Okay. So bigger units are usually cheaper. Specifically is cheaper. The market is smaller, but you are able to reach the cost or price targets at lower manufacturing numbers.
Okay. So just leading on from that, obviously you've had so much experience in the industry. Could you highlight some of the projects that you're currently working on?
There are three paths we are going. We have demonstrated that our PEM reformer technologies are scalable. I'm going to show here a 1, 5, and 10 kilowatt unit at the booth. We have another project which has got a high potential. This goes more in the 30 kilowatt range, and this holds true for the SOFC and PEM solution as well.
Okay, and so with regards to your solutions, since you're a German company, are you mostly focusing on the EU and Germany, or do you have plans of going overseas and expanding as well?
We sell reformers everywhere. We have sold from the beginning reformers from Germany, Europe, US. We used to have collaborations, development partnerships with US companies. Unfortunately, they went bankrupt. We have installations or sellings in Asia as well as in South Africa. So there are no limits at the moment.
So then in that case, because there's different regions, they have different requirements that are based by the government, they're based according to council. So can you customize your solutions to meet specific requirements, or is it just the C1, C4, C10 that people have to purchase?
Up to now, I don't see that much difference which affects the component reformer in the system. There are safety regulations, they are comparable, and once you meet the European or US standards, that's quite good for most of parts of the world. We are absolutely open to any customization. We have done this in the past with partners or with customers who really promise to have a serious and big market.
So if you were to sum it up for someone, what would you say is unique about WS Reformers in comparison to its competitors, and what makes you the best in the market?
Unfortunately, there are too many competitors. Unique is that we are flexible, that we are able to react, that we work closely together with our customers, and it's absolutely clear that we offer all kind of after sales because our customer success is finally our success then.
And then the next steps and next challenges for WS Reformer, and where it would like to be in the future and where it would like to be positioned? We are already positioned as one of the few reformer suppliers, manufacturer. We want to expand this situation, and next step will be field testings, mainly in Europe at the moment, and expansion to larger systems. Okay, and if people here in the audience, if you have any questions, please put up your hand and I'll bring the mic to you. But if they wanted to see your product in action, where could they come and see it today, and where can they get more information from?
First hand, you can come over to our booth, just 2 streets down there. Then we have installations, CHP systems in our premise running, and at some customers in our area.
Excellent. Well, with that, I'll open up to any questions that people may have, if there's any further information that you'd require. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Schmid, for speaking with us and sharing your information. This is really exciting. We look forward to seeing the progress of WS Reformer going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. And don't go away. There's another talk coming up in a couple of minutes. We're going to be speaking with Dr. Carrie Ann Anderson about the positive signals of Group Exhibit 2015. So stay tuned, grab another drink, and make yourselves comfortable. Thanks, guys.